Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ashani. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back and thank you for sticking around. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this bucket hat with these beautiful flowers. And if you're a beginner crocheter, please do not worry, as this tutorial is very beginner friendly. And all you need to know is how to make double crochets and single crochets, and you'll be able to create this beauty. I would also have a written pattern for this that I will leave a link to in case you would like to see that. So without any delay, let's get into the tutorial. These are the materials that you will need. You first of all need some yarn. Any DK weight or medium yarn will do, or any yarn that you could use a 5mm crochet hook with. So a 5mm crochet hook, you need some darning needle to sew your work and weave in your ends, some stitch markers, especially if you're a beginner, and anything to use to cut your yarn, scissors, yarn cutter, anything that can do the job. So we are starting with the top of the hat, and then we're going to start by making a magic ring. Okay, so if you're a beginner, just follow along. This is going to be very easy as I will explain every step. So to make a magic ring, what I just do is I act like I want to make a slip knot. So I hold my yarn like this, the tail here and the working yarn up here, and then I just make a circle and then just pinch here to hold the circle, and then I go into the circle I've just made and then pull into the circle my working yarn like so. Like this, I've already created my magic ring. Okay, now I'm going to chain 2 to secure my magic ring. So after you've made the magic ring, you chain 2, and then we're going to make 10 double crochets into this magic ring. Okay, so to make our double crochets, you yarn over, you insert your hook, you pull up a loop, and then you yarn over again and pull through 2 loops. You yarn over again and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so that's how you make a double crochet. I'm just going to demonstrate this one more time. So you yarn over, you insert your hook into the loop and you pull up a loop. At this point, you should have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over, you pull through 2, you have 2 loops left, you yarn over and you pull through the last 2 loops on the hook. So that's how you create a double crochet. So right now, I have 2 double crochets into this magic ring, and I'm just going to make 8 more double crochets so I have 10 double crochets. So I have 10 double crochets inside this magic ring. Now what you want to do at this point is to close the magic ring by pulling on the tail of your work. So if I pull on it here, you see how the circle just closes up. And now I'm going to slip stitch into my first double crochet of this round. So this is my chain 2 stitch at the beginning. These 2 V stitches here do not count as my first double crochet. This is the top of my first double crochet here. I will insert my hook and then I will slip stitch. So slip stitch, you just pull out a loop and then just pull that same loop through the last loop that is on the hook, and you have joined your work just like that. So we are done with the first round of the double crochet, the first round of the hat, and now we are going to move to making the second round. In the first stitch here, which is where you made your slip stitch into, we're going to make 2 double crochets. So we have 1 and 2. Okay, so in the second stitch we are also going to make 2 double crochets. In fact, the pattern for this round is 2 double crochet into all the stitches around, so increase in all the stitches. But in this second double crochet, now we're going to do something a little bit different. So for our first increase, our first double crochet, the first of the increase, we'll just make our stitch normally. Now for the second one, we are going to make a front post double crochet. So instead of going into this hole for my second stitch like you normally do, instead we're going to go around the stitch. So I'm going to go into the side here and then push the stitch up like this, and then now pull my yarn through. So that's how you create a front post double crochet. So don't worry, I'm going to show you one more time. So for my next stitch here, I'm going to make 2 double crochets, normal 2 double crochets. My increase, just make 2 into here. So we have 1 and then we have 2. And now in my next one, I'm going to start, make my first double crochet. And now to make the second one, I won't just put it into the stitch. I will do a front post double crochet. So I'm going to go around the bar of the stitch. Okay, this is the stitch here that we're working into. That this is the top of it. So I'm going to go around it. So into here and out of here, pushing the stitch up, and then you pull your yarn through, and then you complete your double crochet. Oops, it fell out. That happens sometimes. So I'm going to repeat this process of making 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, and the last one of those second 2 will be a front post double crochet. I'm going to repeat this throughout this round, and at the end I would have 5 front post double crochets. So if you did this correctly, you will notice that your very last stitch here is a front post double crochet, because we worked into every 4 stitches, and then we have 20 stitches all around. So your last one should be a front post double crochet. So I'm just going to slip stitch into my first stitch of the round here to join my work. Slip stitch and then make 2 chains, and then we're going to work on round 3, third round. So into my first stitch here, I'm going to make 1 double crochet, and then into my second stitch I'm going to make 2 double crochets. So my second stitch is an increase. So this is my second double crochet. Hold on. Okay, in the next one I'm going to make 1 double crochet. So we have there 1, and then in the next one I'm now going to make 2. So for this round we are alternating between 1 double crochet and an increase. So for this one now, to make my 2, I make 1. For my second one would be a front post, which falls directly on the front post of the previous round. There. Okay, so the next stitch now we make 1 double crochet, and then the next stitch would be 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. The next stitch would be 1, and this one would be 2, and the second of those 2 is a front post. So 1, and the second one is a front post. Okay, so we're just going to repeat this pattern all around for the for round 3. And just keep in mind that wherever you see a front post double crochet, you have to make a front post on it, so that it, as you walk along the project, you realize that it creates these nice ridges all around the hat. So I'm just going to finish this round and I'll be back. So the third round is all done now, and you can see that those ridges are slowly starting to form around the project. So now for the fourth round, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to make 1 double crochet into the first, 1 double crochet into the second. So 1 into the first, another 1 into the second. Then in the third stitch now we're going to make 2 double crochets. So the third stitch is where we increase for this round, 1 and 2. Okay, so we are repeating this process of 2 double crochets, then an increase all around. So we have 1, 2, and then we're going to make 2 here. So 1 of my increase, the second of my increase would be a front post double crochet, 2. The next one we have 1, 1, the next one another 1, and the next one would be an increase. That's 1. Okay, grab some yarn and 2. Okay, have 1, 1 again. So here is 1, another 1, Okay, and then here I have an increase. I've made my first one, and then my second one would be a front post double crochet. Okay, so you just want to continue like this till the end of this work and slip stitch at the end. So I'm done with my fourth round now, and this is what I have. So for the fifth round, we are going to chain 2, and the pattern for the fifth round is to make 3 double crochets then an increase. Okay, so let's do a little recap so that we just better understand what it is that we've been doing. So at the beginning we made 10 double crochets into the magic ring. Then for the second round we made 2 double crochets into all of them. For the third round we made 1 double crochet increase, 1 double crochet increase all around. For the fourth round now we've made 2 double crochets increase, 2 double crochets increase. So now for the fifth round we are going to make 3 double crochets increase all around, and then for the sixth round we make 4 double crochets then an increase all around, and it just continues like that. So for each round you keep increasing the number of stitches in between your increases. So that's how it works. That's how you increase whenever you're working in the round, and that's also how you crochet a flat circle, which is the way to start this bucket hat that we are making. So I'm going to work a few more rounds of increase. I'll work about 8 rounds of increase. So you want to work the number of rounds depending on the size that you're making for. So I will have a written pattern for this so that you can have a chart and see how many rounds you're supposed to work if you're making this for, okay, this head circumference size or this head circumference size, so that you know how many rounds that you're supposed to work. Making this for an adult, but you know, not an adult with a big head. Anyway, an adult with a medium-sized head, I'm making this for. So I'll make about maybe 7 or 8 rounds of increase, and then I'll be back. So right now I have my 8 rounds of increase all done, and just for a little recap, so on round 4, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4, I did 2 double crochets in between the increases. Round 5, 3 double crochets in between increases. Round 6, 4 double crochets in between increases. Round 7, 5 double crochet in between increases, and round 8, 6 double crochet in between increases. And if you like to count your stitches at the end of round 8, you should have 80 double crochet stitches. So I'm just going to slip stitch to join this round, and then we'll make the next round. So right now we are done with the top of the hat. So the first 8 rounds is the top of the hat. Now we are going to work on the body. That's the side that the pattern is just going to fall down, and for that we're not going to make any more increases. So we're just going to chain 2 at the beginning of every round, and then work 1 double crochet into all the stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're just going to keep going like this, keep making double crochets into all the stitches until you get to the end, and don't forget to continue to put front post double crochets wherever you see them, all round, and then slip stitch at the end and join. And then we're going to just repeat that round for 10 rounds. So I'll be back when I have 18 rounds all done. Alright, so my 18 rounds are all done, which means that I'm done with most of the body of the hat. So right now we're just going to work on the bottom part of the hat. Right now we are working on round 19. So you start by chaining 2 as usual, and this round is very simple. It's an increase round. We are going to make 2 double crochets into every stitch. So 1, 2. I'm just going to repeat that into every stitch. This is like a repeat of your second round of the work. So in the second stitch 2 we have 1 and 2 double crochet, and then I'm just going to repeat this all around, and that's going to form the frills that is at the bottom of the hat. So in case you're wondering what you're supposed to do at this your front post, we're simply going to do what we did for all our increase rounds. So when you get to that stitch, you just make one double crochet into that front post stitch itself, and then your second double crochet would be the front post double crochet. So you pull up that bar and then you complete the stitch. So and then you just repeat that all around, because you have to continue with putting those front post double crochets in their positions. Okay, so once you're done with that round, you're just going to slip stitch, and then we're going to make one more round. So we've just made round 19, and then we're going to make round 20 now, which is our last round for this hat. And it's simply one double crochet into all the stitches all around. So there we have 1, 2, and then we just go around like that until we have completed the round, and we'll just fasten off. Okay, so right now I'm done with the hat. So after I worked my last round, I just fastened off and wove in my ends. So now we are going to make the flowers that we're going to use to design this hat together. These are not the colors I'm using for my flowers, but I'll be demonstrating with these colors. So this would be my inner color, the inside puff, and then the outside the flower itself. So starting with your darker color, just want to we're just going to make a magic ring, and into our magic ring we are going to make 10 single crochets. So create your magic ring and chain 1, and then now we're going to go into the magic ring and make 10 single crochets. So insert your hook, you pull up a loop, you yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on the hook, and that's how you do a single crochet. So I'm just going to make 9 more. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once your 10 single crochets are done, you just want to pull on this tail to tighten the ring. Okay, so I'm just going to make a slip stitch into my first single crochet right here. Okay, where are you? Okay, so there I have my focus please, focus. So there I have my slip stitch all done. You can always tighten this one later on. So now to make our the petals of our flower, I'm going to chain 2, and then into that first stitch, which is the same stitch you have just made the slip stitch, I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook and pull up a loop, and then I'm going to repeat this 5 more times until I've done it 6 times. So that's 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. And then I just pull my yarn all throughout all those loops on the hook, and then make 1 chain to secure it. Okay, so this is our very first petal, and then I'm just going to make 2 chains, 1, 2, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch. So make a slip stitch, and then just make sure that your puff is facing forward like this. Sometimes you have to adjust it with your hand, otherwise it would face the other direction. So I'm going to complete my slip stitch here, and then we're going to start making the second petal. So chain 2, or the second puff rather, chain 2, and then we're going to go into the next stitch and just repeat what we did here. So you yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over the second time, this is the third time, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Okay, so yarn over and pull through all, and then make one chain to secure it, and then we're going to make 2 chains. I like my 2 chains to be a little bit tight, and then now slip stitch into your next stitch, making sure that your puff is facing you. So right now you're just going to repeat this process. You chain 2 into your next stitch, you yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and repeat that 5 more times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Finally 6. Pull through. There you have it. And then chain 2 and slip stitch into the next stitch. So by the time you are done with this, you should have 5 puffs, since we made 10 single crochets in the first round. Okay, so once you've made your last slip stitch, you can make 1 chain and then cut the yarn. Just going to leave a little chain, then just pull it through. So that's how you fasten off, just like that. So if you have this situation, it's not a problem at all. You just have to find that center pull of your yarn and just pull on it, and then it tightens it like that. So this is the front of your puff, and then this is the back. So at the back here, what I like to do is to just take those 2 tails, the one that you've just cut and then the one from the beginning. First, make sure that this one is very tight. Then I'm going to tie this together, just making a double knot to secure it. So tie that together. Okay, and it's nice and secure, and your tail is together in one piece. Focus. Good. So now we're going to work on the center of the puff, which is also a puff stitch and very straightforward. Here we're going to start with a slip knot. So I'm going to make a slip knot and then insert my hook into that slip knot, adjust the slip knot to fit the size of my hook, and then I'm going to chain 3. But my very first chain, that very first loop on the hook, I'm going to leave it as loose as I can, not too loose, just a bit looser than you would normally do. And then I'm going to chain 3 times. So that's 2 and this is 3. My second my last 2 chains are normal chains, they're not loose, but then only this one here, this very first one, is a bit loose. So it's into this first one now I'll be making my puff. So yarn over, insert your hook and pull up a loop. Repeat this 5 more times. So that's 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and then finally we have 6. And now you just yarn over and pull through all the loops and then make 1 chain to close it, and then I'm going to make 1 extra chain and then just cut the yarn and then just pull it through. So now I'm going to tighten this chain here. When you tighten it, you notice that it gets very tight like this, and so this little puff here is just going to rest in the center of this huge one. So to do that, just simply go in from the back of your puff here into any hole at all, and then you pull out one of the loops, one of the tail of the center puff, and then just repeat the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to pull out this tail, okay, just like that. So this is what you have in front, and then at the back I'm just going to tie those two tails together. One and two, a nice double knot. Okay, so this is what we have for our flower. So we're going to be putting these flowers around the hat. So you need to make at least 5 flowers, because these flowers are going to rest on the ridges of the hat just at the bottom here. So you want to have 5 of these. And for this gray hat, I'm using a combination of pink flowers, and I've already done those. So these are the flowers that I'll be using, and then they've all been done. So right now all that is left to do is to attach these flowers to the brim of the hat on the ridges, those front post double crochets that we did while working on the body of hat. 5 of them, that's where we are going to attach these flowers, just on top of your increase rounds. Remember, this is the increase round we did at the bottom, so I'm going to attach them right here. So you just want to place them on top of it, and then you remember when we tied off, we had like 2 separate yarn hanging out. So we're just going to weave it through the ridge here, one on this side, one on this side, and then tie it together at the back, and then weaving the ends. So this is what I mean. So you have 2 tails coming out here. So I don't want this to be too bulky, so a double knot will do. So you make your, I think the tail I left for this one is a little bit too short. Okay, so that's 1, and this is 2, like that. And then you're just going to repeat this for all the ridges all around, and then all that will be left to do is to weave in all the tail, which is a lot. So all the flowers have been attached, and all that is left to do is to weave in all these ends. So once you have woven in all your ends, you are pretty much done with your very cute hat. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Bye.